So let's jump into this real quickly. ServiceFusion, again, this is a field service management software. It's going to help you with your estimating, your jobs. It's going to help you with your dispatching, your scheduling. So if you've got multiple vehicles that are out and about and you're trying to make sure that you've got your guys going to the right places, if they're going out, they're doing an estimate before they start the work, you need to get a signature on that type of stuff. This is the type of application that you would want to be looking at. So jumping right in, we've got the primary dashboard is the first thing we're taking a look at here. As would be expected, you can kind of see your different customers, your jobs, of course, invoices, payments, all the things that are going to be happening within the business. So this would, of course, be lit up with tons of information as soon as you've got a couple jobs running through this whole thing. So from here, if we jump over, let's go take a look at the customer side of this. And you're actually going to have, right off the bat, a customer list that you can click onto. Now, we went in, of course, and put our good old Parkway Business Solutions information in here. I'm going to take my maximum records here a little bit deeper. Let's click on Parkway so you can kind of see what we've got. And while we're looking at a customer record, of course, you've got your basic account information, so you can have a parent reference. So this application does sync between QuickBooks Online and or QuickBooks Desktop with their web connector. They've actually got a pretty impressive QuickBooks Desktop integration. Account number, VIP account, service agreement, so you can stipulate different service agreements that would be for different customers. So if it's an HVAC, maybe you have a monthly service agreement versus an annual maintenance agreement. Then if we dive in, we're going to have our tabs across the top here as usual. So financial data, you can take a look, default billing methods, your payment terms, discounts. We would see service locations. So here we put in our Camarillo office, but if you had maybe it was a property management situation again, where you've got multiple properties that you're dealing with under this one company, you would have those different service locations there. Equipment. So this is one of the things that ServiceFusion does that I think actually is pretty unique in comparison to some of the alternatives on the market. They have the ability that you can actually list in different equipment for a job. So again, I keep going to that idea of like an HVAC, but if you have a brand new air conditioning unit that's going to have a 10-year warranty, you can actually start to list the different equipment out. So we haven't done any of this yet, so we'll do equipment type. Let's go air conditioner. And active, of course, we'll go save. Manufacturer. All of this stuff can be imported in through Excel as well. If you go to ServiceFusion's website, they've got some pretty good templates to kind of help speed up this process, but they are also really, really happy to help get the information, like basically help you move over to this platform also. So make, model, serial number, equipment location, your installation date, your warranty. This is really, really big. So for service industry businesses, if you're going to have something like an AC unit that may have a 10 or 15-year warranty, from the accounting side, you may not really want to have to keep 10 or 15 years, but you need that lifespan of the unit, not to mention if it's, if it's on a single property, people change. So again, this is a pretty impressive capability. Extended warranty, warranty provider, date. So let's see here, what else we've got. Homeowner wants estimate for repair. I guess that's if we were going to go take a look at it. So let's go save. I probably haven't put enough in here, but we'll see what it does. And we'll go out. So again, equipment, that's pretty impressive. You even have the ability that if you needed to import old information so you could retain your historical stuff on the different warranties, that could be done through this as well. Documentation. So one of the things this application did add on, and I think it was towards the end of 2017, was the ability to really do full customized documents, especially your service contracts, your agreements. They make it to where you can add, if you're doing a much larger project, let's say it's a couple, $10,000, $20,000 deal, you probably want to put a little bit more onto the estimate or the proposal to try to win it. So you could see what their spend is, their lifetime revenue as well, which is pretty neat. It's everything's getting towards that SaaS based, even if you're not software, it's that reoccurring revenue concept is what they're looking for. And then of course, logs. All of these programs should have a decent log so you can see what's going on. Let's move on to our estimates. On our estimates, okay, so the estimate requests, this is pretty neat as well. We recently did a review of another application where they were offering the same kind of a opportunity where you can embed something onto a site where people can actually make a request for an estimate, which I really do like that. Let's click on View the Estimate. This is something we populated in. I like how this is actually allowing us the ability to see a quick summary of the details. We do have the ability, we can add custom fields in. This one happened to have, they added in the referral, how it was referred to us, of course. Pictures, we could upload pictures to it. So again, if you're like a leak detection business, you probably need to take decent pictures of the entire area. Maybe you need to remember for future which way the water lines are running. This would definitely be able to help you, as well as uploading documents, of course. From the estimate, of course, as would be expected, you can turn it into convert it to a job pretty easily. You're about to convert this estimate to a job. What the heck? Let's do it. So now convert it to a job. You're actually supposed to set up the scheduling for it, assign the tasks to somebody as well, so you'll have that in there. And then you click convert. I'm going to click X for now. Opportunity owner, on-site visit, like that. So tasks. Let's see here. Call client about bid. Let's see how this does. Boom, adds it on. Of course, your notes, your reminders for scheduling wise. So the estimate I created earlier kind of shows what it was that we were putting onto here. You can add a service contract onto it. Additional information, project phases. So I did try to build out phases into this project to see kind of what it would do. You have the ability basically through the phases, you can add on additional estimates, you can invoice through those, but it's not like it's, the way I would expect phases would be that you would actually see the materials, the labor, everything built in, and it would almost do like progress invoicing. Wasn't quite what I was expecting it was going to be like. So let's go now to our jobs. And I do like this dashboard. So the jobs dashboard is giving you everything that's scheduled, open jobs, ones that still need to be invoiced, so forth. We can come in, we can click on one, and let's see here, we'll go to options and do the, let's go view details, of course. So through view details, basically the same stuff we were just looking at a moment ago. Your full breakout of your products, your services, so forth. Drive and labor times, that's interesting. And expenses, so this is how you're going to get the expenses back into this to do some job costing, of course. And it looks like it says QuickBooks class, so no classes. Again, this does connect to both QuickBooks Online and desktop. Now, as we dive in a little bit further, you can actually set up job templates. So if the type of job, maybe you're you do tile for bathrooms, and you could set up a template that every time you're going to go in, you're going to have to replace the tub. You're going to have to put down a new liner. Each aspect of the job, you're going to lay it all out. You can start to put some of that information in. Fundamentally, the goal is the least number of clicks wins, of course. But it's a simple, easy, fill it in, tab to the next, fill it in, tab to the next. Very, very basic stuff. Now, dispatch. So this is really, really important, especially as you start to get multiple vehicles out there with multiple employees. Utilizing ServiceFusion, you have the ability to really dive in. You can set up your team members, make sure you got their information so you can text them in details or call them through this program. You've also got filtering that you can change the scheduling, how that would look, day versus week. And then dispatch map. So the dispatch map is going to show you where your different jobs are at, so you can try to make sure that they're organized the way that you would need them to be organized. That is a beta process, or I'm sorry, a feature, but they're still working on it. So fleet list. This is an interesting one. Again, if you're really talking about adding on multiple vehicles, really tracking your fleet, what's going on there, it looks like they're starting to add some features to that. We don't have the ability to show that at the moment, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to do another video with it. Calendars. Calendars, you've got the ability, you can do a company calendar as well as personal calendar. So company, you're going to want to see where all your guys are at, what's going on with each of them. You can do color coding by status, tech assigned, dispatch zone. Dispatch zone is a pretty neat idea. So that would work great if you have certain guys in certain cities. You could actually do a lot with that. I don't think I've seen that one before either. Additionally, you do have the personal calendar capability. So each of your guys, when you can set this up and link it in, they're only going to see their tasks. But you're going to want that dispatcher to see the overall big picture, of course. You can, of course, do, so the iCalendar URLs, that is where each person has their each individual URL that you would then use to sync to whichever calendar, if you're doing Google, whatever, so they only see their items. Now, diving into accounting, of course, we don't have too much to show here at the moment because we haven't created a lot of invoices, but basically here you would see your unpaid, your paid invoices, or all of them really. You would be able to dive in, take a look, review the information. You can, let's go back here. You can, of course, create new invoices. You can review them, review payments that were received, view job deposits also. That's, of course, very, very important. So if you're, I guess that gets you a little bit closer towards that progress invoicing. They do have the column here for in QuickBooks. And again, it is online versus desktop. It does do both. I would like to connect that pretty soon and kind of see what that looks like, how well it does. Reporting wise, lots and lots and lots of reporting. Your sales revenue, accounting for your invoice, sales tax reporting. This is going to be one that really requires a deeper dive in, just to make sure, you know, if it's going to help you, if you pay taxes on materials for a job, you know, how does that stuff work and how's it sink in? So your fees, payments, refunds, service agreements, expiring this month. I like that. You've got your day sheets so people can see what's going on, expense reports by employee. That's amazing. So each of the employees can actually turn it in after they've signed off on it, and you can make sure that's taken care of. Payroll, hours worked by employee, job drive, and labor times, as we were talking about. So this is supposed to also have the ability to do like the time tracking aspect of it as well. I know if I come over here, I can go and I can clock in, and it didn't ask me. Okay, so the clock in doesn't ask me what I want to assign it to, but I would assume we can actually assign it to a project also. Some custom reporting. Product sales by customer, nothing too major there. We'll clock back out, start break there too. So super fast review each of the different tabs. ServiceFusion, it looks like it's a great application. Some of the functionality, some of the layout, like I don't mind this looks great, but when we really start getting into the projects and we start diving into the fields, it's a silly little thing, but it's just not very attractive. It's very, very field, boom, boom, boom. But I think that's just kind of how it works when you start getting into these applications that are doing so much with so little. Probably one of the most important things people want to know about, pricing. So ServiceFusion has 3 different levels. Their starter, I guess it's a starter plus and a pro. Starter's $99 a month, All of these are unlimited users, so you're not limited by the number of people. One we looked at recently was Jobber, and they do have different tiers based on the number of users, so this is a positive thing. Unlimited customers, unlimited estimates, of course, that's great. So really where you start breaking out the difference from 99 to 199, it's going to be job photos that you can upload from your mobile, of course. That's pretty important. For most service businesses, I would think that's kind of a must. It's, kind of CYA. Inventory management, that's kind of a questionable one. If it's true full service, you may not keep a lot of inventory unless it's truck supplies, you want to track that. Job costing, I mean, if you're going to this extent and you're going to do a program like this, you'd be silly not to do the job costing. So between the uploading the photos and the job costing, which would be 110 minimum, you really want to be looking at probably the starter minimum. That also gets you the ability for the email, the text, and voice reminders to clients for scheduling wise. You can pay a little bit extra, the $40 more, to get the custom documents. So that's where you can start doing your custom service agreements. I'm hoping you can do page breaks where you need it so it looks nice and clean. All of these have the ability to add on their brand new feature, the ServiceCall.ai. It's like a VoIP phone system specifically designated or designed around this type of an industry. Customer web portal. I wasn't able to dive into that because we don't have access to it, but that's definitely something that I think is important. This is one I haven't seen here that I did see in the video that we did for Jobber, which I really did like that. It's just that extra level of transparency that I think clients will appreciate. And then the customer-facing mobile app. Now that's really neat. So customer-facing mobile app with the portal, I would assume, makes it to where it's kind of like a branded application. People can go in and kind of see how their project is going. So depending on your version of a service-based company, you may not need anything. You may not need that if it's just one in and out, in and out. But if you're doing larger projects, that could be great. They do also, of course, have a referral program. I will put a link at the bottom of the video to where, hey, if you like this, you want to check it out, do me a favor, click onto that referral link, let them know that we sent you over. And if you've got other questions, of course, about this specific application, please feel free, put them in the bottom, put them in the notes of the video. Hopefully, again, super fast review of it, but we wanted to kind of show you the internal workings so you can evaluate it and see if it's a good fit for you. On that note, here's wishing you guys all a very successful week. Thanks.